thank everybody for taking the time to come today. And I know we had 11 in my committee meeting. We were lucky to even hear the bill today. The first bill, we had 6 on the agenda. The first one took me the entire time except for the last 5 minutes. And that's how I was able to squeeze in, and I had 1 minute to talk, and no one else could talk, but it did pass unanimously.
There we go.
So, you know, there are miracles that do happen in this house, and that was one of them today. So, Senate Bill 490 passed its first committee. It's going to the second committee. I expect success there, and I even expect success at the last committee before the floor. So, I hope that we can stick together and keep those letters coming and communication coming to, at least on the Senate side as well as the House side. We need everybody on board. They have to be on deck and ready to go. You know, we've had a big spike in anti-Asian discrimination, and we just can't stand for that. And I think how we start is at the high school level, where we can start teaching various culture differences and what is so exciting about each and every culture. And I think that this is what this bill does. And it's important to understand everybody's cultures. I expect to see some dragon parades and some other ways of us getting the word out. Certainly we might be able to put something together before the last bill in Orlando or wherever. But now we're moving forward. I expect success, and I want to introduce Representative Escamani, who has it on the House side, and I know she's working hard. It's not easy. Nothing here is easy, but the hard work makes it successful.
Thank you so much, Senator. And I'm actually really grateful that this has become a bipartisan bill. And so I do have with us one of our Republican sponsors who needs to run. So I want to give him some time on the microphone and just say thank you to all of our amazing co-sponsors, and of course to Make Us Visible Florida campaign, as this really has been a labor of love for all of us. And it's really incredible to see it pass out of the Senate in its first stop unanimously. So I'm going to toss it to Rep. Beltran.
Well, thank you, Rep, and thank you, Senator. I'm excited to be working on this with both of you and hopefully the rest of my colleagues. When it came to my attention, we have a section of Florida statutes, and it prescribes teaching of various history of various groups, and it delineates many different groups. And I realized when I saw this proposed legislation, it did not include Asian Americans in there, and it's really only fair. We've listed a number of other groups, both racial, ethnic, and other groups in the statute. We should also include Asian Americans in that. And frankly, if there are other groups that we've omitted, we will hopefully cure that in the future. As for some of the things I think that ought to be taught, we Asian Americans were instrumental in building the transcontinental railroad. It was the first time everyone's seen the Oregon Trail, and it takes months and months to get across the United States. Now you can, at that point you could get across the United States, New York to San Francisco in a couple of days. That was very important, certainly, to have our transcontinental republic that we have today. So that was a great moment, and then there are some, frankly, not so good moments. Internment in World War II is one that something that I one of the points in American history I'm kind of disappointed in. I use that as an example of the mistakes that we made, and that we need to be conscious of to this day, that we don't repeat them. So many issues like that I believe should be taught in the schools, and hopefully they will be. So thank you all for your interest in the bill and for including me.
Thank you so much, Representative Beltran. I just want to add to, as the only member in legislature of Asian American descent, it always feels really good to have the support of folks like Rep. Beltran and Senator Stewart's leadership as well. We also do have Representative Scott Plankin as another Republican on this bill. So we're very grateful for the diversity of leadership and are excited to see this progress. I'm going to pass the mic now to Mimi Chan, who is, I know this microphone's like super extra. Thank you.
Okay. good name.
I know, too many nods. Thank you so much. And so, real quick, I was just gonna introduce Mimi Chan, who I've been so honored, both of us, to work with, who is our leader at Make Us Visible Florida. We could not have pulled off where we are today or drafted this bill without Mimi's leadership. Again, it's so important for us to make sure that our growing AAPI community sees themselves in our curriculum. I know when I was growing up, there was nothing about the Asian American experience within our textbooks, within our storytelling, and you just heard Rep. Beltran outline some of the incredible contributions, but also some of the parts of American history that we don't want to forget, because we don't want to repeat it. And so I'm gonna now just step back and pass to Mimi Chan, and thank you again for your incredible leadership and all your efforts in getting this through.
Okay, thank you. And I'm standing up here with this amazing team of women who are getting it done. And so without Senator Stewart and Representative Escamani leading the way and teaching me how bills become law and guiding us through this process and basically making this possible, we wouldn't be here. And this is a really historic moment for all of us. And honestly, I'm still catching my breath from the sprint that Senator Stewart just took us through in the Senate. It is my first experience here at the Capitol, and it was quite a fun one. It was really insane, but just very grateful at this point. And honestly, I am fortunate to be able to speak on behalf of Make Us Visible and the community and represent so many voices, but those voices also came today and didn't get a chance to speak, and I know that you have to run, so if you have to, that's fine, but I really would like our team that came from Miami and Tampa and Jacksonville and Tallahassee and Orlando to just at least come up and at least come over here and say your name, because you didn't get to do it on the Senate floor because you honestly deserve to be heard, and you hear from me all the time, but Asian American history is American history, and that's the bottom line, and it is important, and we need to be teaching our children the real events in history so that we can learn from the trials and tribulations from the past, so our children can all grow up learning about these facts and what is so important to what this foundation of the country has been. And you know, I'm so grateful to Rep. Beltran for coming out and actually sharing some of that history with us and how important it is. This is a bipartisan issue. This is an issue that affects all of us, and it's a matter of public safety. So if you came out, put your cameras down. We have other people reporting. You all deserve to be. Senator Stewart.
Yeah, and while you're coming up, please hurry. I wanted to say there were 11 people that came to speak today in the Senate, and we were only able to afford a 1-minute talk from Mimi, and the rest had to stand by and just raise in support. And it was a marathon to get over here, but we're here. Is everybody up here? Let's get this done.
Say your name and you know where you're from.
Yes, absolutely. I'll step back.
Awesome. Okay, go ahead. Just so you
Name and city.
Hi, my name is Adrian Lee, and I currently reside in Orlando, Florida.
Hello, I'm Charles Wu. I reside in the St. Petersburg, Tampa area.
Hi, my name is Sherry. I reside in the Tallahassee, Florida area. I am Commissioner Sabrina Javellana, and I'm from Hallandale Beach.
Commissioner.
My name is Aurora Hanson, and I represent the Asian Coalition of Tallahassee and the Big Bend Filipino American Association.
And we had other members that were here that had to run, so again, thank you so much for your leadership, and my first visit to the Capitol was quite a memorable one. I said we were gonna forget.
I bet not.
Thank you so much.
All right.